like stories, Affreen?
Yes.
Do you know what we're doing here with this?
Yes.
What are we doing?
My mom dad will tell
Your mom dad will tell
a story.
a story, that is correct, but you and I will also tell a story. Come a little closer. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this. Now, what is this, Affreen? What do you think is this picture?
About my mom dad.
About your mom and dad and how they met, and what do you like to say about your mom, Affreen? Nothing. You must say something.
She was in my dad.
She works in your cafe. Very interesting.
And then my mama made 2 cafes.
Your mama made 3 cafes. Okay, all right.
It's already gone.
Already gone. Come have a look at these pictures. Oh, look at how dad looks. Doesn't he look different?
Yeah.
Did he look really, really different back then?
Yes.
Yeah. And who between mom and dad is a better driver? Who's a better driver, Affreen? Mom or dad? You like this picture? Both are good drivers. Okay. You know what we're going to do next? We're going to catch your mom and dad in action. Because your mom loves to drive and because your dad loves to drive too. Yes. So we are going to head to them and then find out what they're doing. Really?
My papa.
I know. They both look so amazing. Yeah? And you love their pink eyeshadow, don't you? You said you love pink.
What's up? What are you guys doing?
Storytelling. Guess whose?
This looks very familiar.
Yeah, sure.
What is this?
What is this, Affreen? Whose story am I telling?
My dad.
And who are they?
My dad.
Aha! So we're telling Mama and Dada story. Is it going so far so good? Yeah? Aren't you hungry?
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to go get some food? Alright, so you will go get some food and meanwhile I'll continue the story with Mama Papa. And you'll come back to see how the story goes, right? Okay.
Alright,
Say
Bye.
bye, say bye there.
Bye.
Oh, you
Bye.
I will get something for you, okay?
नमस्कार, आदाब। बहुत मुश्किलों के बाद हमें आप दोनों मिल गए हैं। तो इस कहानी को शुरू करते हैं, which is called All Because 2 People Fell in Love, and here are these 2 people. When we met you before, we tried discussing a lot of things and dating back to the time when you guys actually met, which was with the MBA sweethearts, and the full of life, energetic, vivacious, ethereal person that she is, and the nerdy student that you were. Please describe to us your first impressions of each other.
You want to describe first?
You can.
Should I describe her first impression of me?
Yes. No.
That
You
is-
should describe.
Because that also I know.
Okay, cool. But let's do your first impression about her.
My first impression about her. So she was sitting in front of me. Her watch was exactly 7 minutes ahead.
Right.
So was mine. So that seemed like a coincidence at that time.
Right.
I didn't know it had so much of meaning, such depth and
Was
everything.
destined.
Yeah, yeah. Little did I know. All oiled hair and everything. Very, very simply dressed. Ekdam blank expression. I was like, she's like suddenly in a place where she's absolutely uncomfortable. She's she doesn't know who to talk to, what to do, and everything. She's like, but then later on, I know that is because she had just come in and her parents were also with her, and she was being extremely cautious. Oh yes, this is a good one. We were going Pune. We were going somewhere. So a group of us friends, 7, 8 of us were together, and there was this group of eunuchs who came in, and they started troubling all of us.
Right.
And they started misbehaving with everybody in general.
Yeah.
But they a lot of their focus was on me. So they were touching me and feeling me and all that. Was getting very uncomfortable. And then karte suddenly one of them just grabbed my face and gave me a peck on the cheek, and I was like disgusted. And I just left and I walked away, and I was like totally disgusted ki kya ho raha hai. And suddenly there was a hand behind me and said, चल मार के आते हैं उनको. So
Okay.
that was the first impression. Yes, that was the first correct impression.
I was a boss lady.
Yes. चल मार के आएंगे उनको.
What about
So.
you?
My first impression about him, I remember he was sitting like Kanaiya between two girls. He was very popular amongst all the girls. Okay, always. And he's one of those popular. Why? Not because he was very cool, but because he was the one who was very studious. जो लड़के notes लेते हैं, class पे attentive रहते हैं, तो उनके पास बाद में notes लेने जाना पड़ता है ना. तो he was in the good books of all the girls. So that's why he was very popular. And first impression was of a guy who's like क्लास खत्म ही नहीं होने देता था और पूरे टाइम सर आई हैव अ क्वेश्चन आई वाज लाइक रियली बाहर जाकर पूछ लो इतना टाइम क्यों वेस्ट कर रहे हो ही वुड ऑलवेज हैव क्वेश्चंस टू प्रोफेसर्स एंड लेक्चरर्स आई वुड लाइक यार ये बंदा कितने क्वेश्चन पूछता है So that's what
I think that's the first thing she said to me also. मैं आराम से अपना क्वेश्चन पूछ के एलिवेटर के सामने खड़ा था लिफ्ट के हुए एंड दिस वन कम्स अगेन कितने क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं यार करके बस चले गए.
Yeah.
True, very complimenting energies for a first impression. From there, we'll move forward actually to the placement party where both of your placement party, where it was the first time she made biryani.
Yeah.
Which was to your knowledge, and she cooked for about 80.
So she didn't tell me before.
Right.
Later on she told me वो मैंने पहली बार बनाया था.
Okay, and that was for about 80-85
Yes.
people. Tell
Yes.
us a little bit about that story, please. Where you got to actually
So we got-
understand her passion for
Yeah.
not just cooking but hosting people. Yeah.
So placements were done very early. It was a tough time that year. And everybody was having placement parties. They were like having booze parties, lot
Yeah.
of drinks and everything. None of us drink. That time also we never drank. So we decided let's do something different. She decided let's do something different. We'll cook.
Yeah.
And I will cook biryani. I said okay, मतलब okay. And she rallied everybody. One of my roommates. He got up in the morning and he started chopping onions until evening. He was chopping
Right,
onions.
yeah.
Some of our other friends उनको इसने लगा चलो तुम लोग यहाँ पे ना कुछ तुम लोग पानी पूरी लगाना. तो वो लोग सुबह से बैठ के पानी पूरी पे रिसर्च कर रहे थे. कोई रायता बना रहा था. So everybody was doing their own thing. And जैसे घर में शादी होती है ना वैसा माहौल था. And we had hired everything. वो बड़े डिक्ची में मैंने जिंदगी में देखी भी नहीं थी वो सब डिक्ची वो सब आए थे. She went कि चलो स्पाइसेस खरीद के लाएंगे. स्पाइसेस के लिए क्या होता है बैचलर्स के लिए क्या हल्दी नमक मिर्ची सब स्पाइसेस होती हैं. एंड फिर लाइक मुझे जायफल और जावित्री चाहिए. ये क्या होता है वो कुछ तो अखरोट जैसा कुछ आया देखने के लिए कुछ तार आया ऐसे ही पता नहीं क्या क्या है. सो दैट वाज द फर्स्ट टाइम आई रियलाइज्ड the depth of her knowledge, her interest in this.
From the point of not wanting to marry to the point of not having one, not having two, but quite a few marriages. Also to the part that you invited your parents to your own wedding. Describe a little about that.
So from the point where our parents were not really comfortable because both of us are not from the same community, but seeing that I think both the parents believe that both the sides believe that we are really good with each other and we both are gems in our own families. Okay, and we complement each other. Not just we celebrated our marriage in Bombay together with them, and post that our parents realized that I think it is all about us being happy, and that's why we had a marriage or a ceremony in Delhi after that and a ceremony in Bhopal. So from where we were struggling for getting married even once, we think that we got an opportunity three times. We could do an ROI for the lehenga that he bought for me. 3 times I wore the same lehenga which he bought it for 8,500 rupees from Gandhinagar market in Bombay, while he purchased his lehenga from Manyavar for his sherwani which was 15,000, double the price, and he only wore it once.
I'm gonna wear it in 3 months.
You're going to have to listen to this bit, I think, all your life.
I have to.
Yeah, 15,000 sherwani he took.
Here is 3 weddings
Yeah.
and still friend, not husband.
Oh, 3 weddings and still a friend, not a husband.
Yeah, I would rather have him as a friend than a boring husband.
Sure, you want to keep your spouse or partner the way you want to keep it, and it's all fair in love.
Yes.
You want to keep playing hard together.
Alright, you know better. To the most important part which laid the foundation of Zoey's. You were at a cafe named Here and Now, celebrating the 3rd birthday for your daughter.
Yeah.
And you looked at that place and she felt that this is what she wants to do. What do you think about that whole time? Because exactly after a few days was the first cafe that came up in action, and you were telling us somehow how she went out on her own, looked up the place, decided that this is where she wants to set it up.
Yeah. So I think over time, so she's always wanted to do this. So bits and pieces of the puzzle were always there in her mind. What menu, what dish, something she had tasted in Bombay, in Candy, something she tasted here, something she tasted there. So all of the things were somewhere there in her mind, and I was just waiting for a time to come in. So that snap happened when we were waiting at a cafe when it was my daughter's 3rd birthday, and between 2 cake cuttings we had to park ourselves somewhere. So we went to this place and she realized, Amiya, yahi to karna tha mujhko. Exactly yahi karna tha mujhe. And every time I start doing with something, people confuse me कि Excel sheet होनी चाहिए, business होना चाहिए, repeatable होना चाहिए, returns होने चाहिए, ऐसा होना चाहिए, वैसा होना चाहिए, and that is all very confusing. There's something, and somebody had told her that when she came up with an idea before this, somebody had told her, oh, this is not a business, this is just a hobby. ये तो आप hobby कर रहे हो, it's not business. And we thought कि नहीं यार सही बोल रहे तो यार renowned mentors in the industry must be saying the truth. But then we realized, what we did not realize at that time, that even if it's a hobby, it's fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong. And that's how she runs the Zoey.
It definitely doesn't come over in a day. Of course, there's an idea or there's a passion and there's a hobby and you build over it. Between the work breaks that you took, you were scouting for different ideas. There was the idea of opening a tea joint. And then you worked at a couple of places. You spent time at Ant's Cafe in Indiranagar, where you worked with the chef or bonded with him really well to
the chef.
Help you with the recipe of that special chicken dish. What was it called?
Chicken stroganoff.
Right. And you also worked with the founder of ID Batter, Mustafa. How do you think these little experiences helped you put together the final result that we see in the form of this cafe? And hopefully this will continue to grow. But how did you think these little junctures played an instrumental role in the coming together of the present Zoeys?
I did interact with Mustafa for a lot of ideas that I had in mind from a business perspective around so many things that we can do together around CSR and social perspective. And the guy being a big shot that he is, he was quite welcoming. He gave me a lot of meetings. He did spend a lot of time. He had no business of spending that much of time with me and helping me in understanding how the business works. And to see an entrepreneur and to be in direct interaction with him, I think I learned a lot. To this day, I'm open for people who are working on startups.
Apart from the recipe of the different dishes that you serve here, the recipe for this place thrives on love, friendship, passion, dreams, and seeing all of it come together in terms of community meetups so that more stories and more passion could develop and grow on. Tell us a little bit about what you're cooking for Zaikaana. From the
This is
menu.
surprising, right?
Okay, from the menu or not?
When we open Zoey's is more about English and continental stuff, okay, an all-day breakfast place. I'm very good at making mutton keema and all those things, butter chicken and all those things. I said I'll have to fit this in. So what I did smartly was I had fit the keema that I used to make, and I taught my guys at that point in time as spicy keema on a bed of mashed potato. There was an uncle, a very old uncle who suggested that the keema is very good that you do. You have mashed potatoes, and in our times we used to have a ring around the mashed potato because it just goes well. You know, it was a super hit dish. That idea, it helped me to bind my passion for food, what I cook well, like a keema. They have people who just come and order keema. They don't want mashed potatoes at point. They just want to pack that keema. They just want to pack them like liver, the chicken liver, right? In Muslim household we do liver, right? Nobody else does so much of liver. The liver is done like a pate, right? So we started liver on toast. That is such a favorite. There used to be a guy who used to call from home saying that I hope it is in stock. I'm just coming for it. So things like that, liver on toast, spicy keema, then butter chicken.
Order, give me liver on toast without the toast.
Without the toast sandwich.
So you want to do an Indian keema burger?
Let's do that.
The mutton keema burger.
Let's do a keema burger.
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll head to the kitchen, and because your favorite part of all of it is to see Farheen in action, so we're going to head there and watch her get in action with the Indian mutton keema burger. Is that correct?
But I'm
Yes.
never allowed in the kitchen, so I'll stay outside.
Alright, so
I'll look from the window and listen to the shouts.
the camera will follow you. So let's get
Sure.
going. Alright.
So basically, mutton keema, as I said, the kind of cooking that I do is Muslim Indian cooking. Okay, so keema happens to be one of my favorites, and it's quite easy to make it. Basically, you take mutton meat, usko dhokar cooker mein direct chada do with a lot of chopped onions, tomato, ginger garlic paste, a lot of oil, हरा धनिया कटा हुआ, हरी मिर्च कटी हुई, पुदीना कटा हुआ, and haldi, namak, mirchi, and dhania powder, and garam masala, and give it a whistle. And the trick is, after giving about 3 whistles and simmering it for about 5-10 minutes, when you open it, there's no need to put water in it. And when you open, keema would itself leave some water. And all that you need to do is, you need to puno it for a very, very long time. The trick is, you should have a good amount of coriander in it, green chilies in it, pudina in it, fresh mint leaves in it, and a good garam masala in it. And you have to really puno it for some time so that it becomes really dark in color. It takes that dark color in it, and that's why it becomes really tasty the way we eat it at Muslim households. It has to be really. When is it done? How you would get to know? It is when it starts leaving the oil on the sides. Okay, so you have to have a good amount of oil in it and good amount of masalas in it.
Alright then, coming to the end of this delicious, exciting afternoon, actually the whole of the day that we spent, and we are now at the tasting section, and we've got somebody really special apart from these two special people who fell in love, and it was a story thereafter. We got Dhruvika, who also happens to be the junior at their school where they met. Is that correct, Dhruvika?
College. Yes.
Alright, so are we ready to taste the amazing mutton keema burger?
She's a vegetarian. I'm a vegetarian. Sorry, but all of my friends who've tasted this mutton keema, they love it, super love it.
Got it. It's validated by her, so at the end it'll have to be the poor husband. Oops, the friend. Will be the taster.
But I'm not allowed.
Why
Tanuja, I'm not eating all this.
Why don't you go ahead, please?
It's not allowed.
I'm really just a
It's love.
सही में खाना पड़ेगा. Okay. इसको तो नहीं खाना.
नहीं मतलब ये चलेगा because you feel
मंच करने के बाद
हाँ बिल्कुल.
क्रंची होना चाहिए.
Please go ahead. चिप्स मत खाइए.
कनोशियस की तरह खाना.
अच्छे से रिएक्ट करिए.
मतलब जायकाना ना.
जायके दार बोलना चाहिए आपको खाने के बाद. Okay, go for it. कितने funny हो. कितने फनी होना है तभी तो मेरे
Italian expression.
ये इंडियन जॉइंट है इटालियन एक्सप्रेशन क्यों दे रहा He's not speaking, that means the taste buds are jumping with joy and energy. Go ahead.
I was speechless.
You were speechless. What a wonderful statement.
Do I get to finish this?
Yes, absolutely. You can continue, and meanwhile we'll have very answer.
There is some greens in this. You want to try it?
I'll have the chips.
Yes. Sorry. Meanwhile, as we're about to call it wraps, how was the experience shooting with Zaikaana?
Absolutely love it. And I was just telling Amiya, इतनी permissions तो मैंने पूरे 3 साल में Zoey's में किसी को नहीं दी होगी जितनी तुम लोग को दी है.
We are glad to be the first.
Music के लिए basically.
Yeah, मतलब music भी close कर दिया मैंने देखा तुम्हारे लिए.
This is.
But you guys were amazing. I must say that I've not felt so comfortable. I'm not very good with the camera or shooting anything at all. But I think I'll give it to you guys that I was very, very comfortable.
That was a wonderful, on a very, very delicious and exciting note. We're about to call it wraps. We'll keep bringing more stories to you. Until then, stay healthy, keep eating, keep all kinds of passion and dreams alive, and bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.